Captain. Captain. What are your orders? Captain. Quarters remain sealed. What are your orders?
Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Starsector where, well, we are in trouble. There are no supplies, we have very little fuel, and this is our fuel range. So right now from our one distress beacon, we laid out so many more distress beacons and got absolutely no response. We're pretty much in a situation where if I try to zoom out here as fast as possible, then we will get stuck back in here. Now there were some options that were floating around in my mind, including things like we're at a black hole. And we have all of these exciting things here. We could always go see what these unidentified sensor contacts are, although I was thinking about that. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're just going to do the simple thing. The regular thing. There's no reason to rely on luck or wheel spins or installing mods that'll let me add the fuel and supplies and stuff. We're just going to have to take our punishment accordingly. And what that means is that we have a bunch of ships that are mothballed right now. We may need to mothball a few more in a minute, but if we're trying to get home right now, I agree with some of the comments that I got that specifically said, we have ships that are replaceable, let's just scuttle them and rebuild them later. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. As much as it would be fun to be like, ooh, story mode time, let's go see if we can put something out later. We're just going to stick with game mechanics for now. Not everything has to be a story element. Sometimes the screwing up is the story, as it were. So, what do we not need? This is a fun ship, but we don't need it. Scuttle. This is a fun ship. This is honestly a really big drain on our fuel, even though it's mothballed. I'm going to try my best not to scuttle it, though, because it's 32 deployment points for a massive, massive, massive ship. Now this derelict cruiser, the King here, it's not a bad ship at all. We kind of have some similar stuff. It's kind of in the same vein as the Starskipper up here. It could be really good. Let's see if we can hold on to it. The Gemini here, it did its job for a while. We need some bigger fuel tankers than what we have too. I think that's one of our issues, is that we've been running around with two tiny fuel tankers. Of course, the other issue is that we didn't actually have enough fuel. But we've already lost one of these ships in our wait for distress beacons. Let's just go ahead and get rid of the other one. We have Choppaman and the Coral here. We can rebuild the Adzes, so this is fine, I guess. And then we have the Space Brick, the Wingless Pigeon, Glory of the Stars. I guess we keep these. Hanson, let's see here. Hanson, Backstreet. Did we? Oh no, we got to rename some ships here because we lost some of our glimmers in our weight here. So we'll have to fix that in a little bit. But the other ships that are replaceable here, the Fimbulwinter, technically I can, but I've spent 2 story points on it, so I really shouldn't. And this fleet here, the Light Standard Cruiser, the Seaward, I can't build it. But we do have the blueprint for the Brighton Apogee, and we do have the blueprint for the Hackjob Stalker. So as much as it pains me to do this, because this is 2 of the ships that have done really well in the fleet lately, we're gonna have to just dig them out for now. What I'm gonna do is look at the refit screen, just so when I look back at this video later, I can see how I had things organized on here, because both of these ships are doing pretty well. I think this one is mostly an auto build, and this one's definitely an auto build. So, see what else we can do here. So if we scuttle this, you're going to see that we're running out of cargo room. We're going to run out of a lot of cargo room here in a second. We need to get rid of some crew. And where are we on our fuel? Okay, if we get all the way over here, one of the issues is I want to make sure I can get to the correct gravity well. I do not want to get sucked into Alpha Dirac A, even though it's a companion star to Gream. We're going to be pretty close, which means I may need to make some tougher cuts here. Well, we have my neighbor Pedro and the Chickinator. Both of these Both of these good crab ships. I think we're going to try to bring these back, but let's scuttle these. Scuttle these. The Twist of Cain, a Lamia beam destroyer. I could probably... I think I can build another one of those. Let's take a look at the custom production here real quick. Yeah, I can totally build another one of those. So that's replaceable, but some of these other ships are need to go to the left because they're irreplaceable. Like, I'm not sure about these two. Let's see what we can do. We can also get rid of probably the Thunderbirds here, the Lampreys. Although they have such a tiny impact on our stuff anyway. So that's 8 fuel, 2 heavy machinery. Now there's our supply capacity disappearing. Technically, I could just get another Fresnel. Someone was asking me before what the laser beam remnant ship is. This is the Fresnel. It's not in the base game, at least if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe it is. Maybe it's in the 95A update. I should know this by now. But anyway, is that going to be close enough to get to Gream? I think we're going to give it a shot. I mean, I could definitely scuttle this and get rid of the mitigator. I could definitely scuttle this, and that's 20 more fuel. But I'm going to try to be greedy and hold on to both of these and see if we can make it here. So we can't get rid of that. I think we did lose our other civilian ship, which sucks, but well, that's the price you pay, I guess, is how it goes. So one of the questions is, well, what did doing all this cost? And the answer is quite a bit. I love how this increases our supply issues per day, but what we're going to have to do here, and this makes me a little sad, all this crew, I guess we just eject them and say maybe someone will pick you up at some point. I don't know. Do we draw lots? Do we just kick people out? We don't need this ore. Probably don't need the supplies here. The heavy machinery sells for more. Transplutonic sells for more. Let's get rid of the organics. Are we missing anything? That's one supply over, so we'll be fine. Okay, so we have just ejected out in space. And by the way, yes, we do get to keep the weapons here. I could probably ditch some of these weapons, but since a lot of these were just recently unequipped, I'm going to hold on to them. So here we go. 374 fuel. We're going full greed, and we're trying to get to Gream in time before our entire fleet just completely burst into flames. Like I said, there's an opportunity. There's Urid, this black hole that we've been to before that's been very interesting. Maybe it has some secrets here. Maybe there's another way. Maybe there is a command that I could enter to give myself more fuel, but we're gonna do this. And hopefully jump to hyperspace for the price of 38 fuel. We just damaged a ship and lost a crew. Here we go. So all signs point to Gream. We're going to e-burn through this. And we're just going to try to fly to the right here. So damaged ship, lost crew. See, this is the issues that we're at 3% combat readiness. And this is one of those times where I really do want to actually fly through the hyperspace storms. We're losing Marines. We're losing crew left and right, too. I want to fly through these hyperspace storms to try and push us a little bit further here. So damaged ship, lost 2 more crew. And I guess the question is, are we going to get sent the wrong way here in a second? We got just a little bit of fuel left. We really need this to push us the right direction here. Are we going to Gream? We're damaged ship. We're out of fuel. And it looks like we are going the correct direction. So now I just need to not get jumped or die, because we are about to be out of supplies yet again. Can I actually take... Okay, damaged ship, lost Marines, lost crew. Can I actually take this outer system jump point? Yes, I can. Thank you, sir. And we're losing even more things here. So major damage, but last thing I want to do is sit in the corona of the star here. So we're going to make a beeline for the old home place and hope for the best, because our crew here is everybody's hungry. I mean, how many... Think about it. We are at January 27th, 1219. How long are we sitting there cannibalizing ourselves? I mean, let's not talk about how how bad things can get in this kind of situation where you're on a derelict ship just floating helplessly in space. I mean, we're here now. We actually have an open market that we can buy stuff as well. And these prices are actually kind of better, so we're going to... Okay, we're going to buy the whole kit and caboodle here, because we're going to need to resupply here in just a minute. Confirm. Do I have any crew in storage? Well, we have some crew floating in space that I guess technically I can rescue maybe at some point, but we're here. We need to unmothball our ships, and we have 163,866 worth of available credits. All right, so now we're under crew size, but we did make it here. So let's go ahead and store this. We're going to unmothball you. And let's go ahead and just do an auto fit here. Just ye old standard. Heavy armor, it's fine. So look, we're alive. We're actually going to resume all repairs because you manually have to toggle that. Only going to take that much supplies. Now, one of the issues is that I did spend real money on the real open market to do this. So let's look at what we have here in our storage. I kind of do just want to put all these things back here. Let them out another day. Okay. You know, it's a little lucky I didn't lose any of this stuff too. I am, however, I was reading about this because I kind of got sick of being like, well, what do I look for? What do I look for? I was actually looking for the wrong thing. The place where you turn in the Forge template is actually going to come down to conquering, taking over a colony, and if it has a mod on it, and it's a special hidden mod that you won't see until you colonize the planet. And I don't think we can see it if the AI colonizes the planet. But if we start taking over the AI, we may be able to do this. But that tells me that maybe I should sell one of these, and I may sell the Telemon here. By the way, if I try to sell it on the open market, I have to pay tariffs to myself. God, that's annoying. Okay, so beta core, 2 gamma cores. I can't remember if I 50-50 split the gamma cores. We're going to pretend that I did. The beta core, we're going to say that it's fine. I know technically I'm supposed to be doing a coin flip, but we did just kill a bunch of our ships, so consolation prize, I guess. Let's see here. Now, for what we can take out of storage, we do have some other like cruisers and shit available. I do need to build some stuff as well. Also, I did get a request to name the Bright Spark, and it's been kind of the IOU LOL for a while here. So we're going to rename this. We're not going to be able to use it quite yet, but this is going to be the Gream Beamer. So pun 3-0, not pun 3-oo, like I've been saying for a while. We can't actually... Okay, I was about to say, we should be able to capitalize that second one. So lots of high energy voltage situation. And it is another capital style ship. So that's good, because we're pretty close to leveling up. Okay, not that close. Definitely not nearly as close as we were before, because we just, like, nuked our fleet again. But we're getting there. By the way, if we're on the open market, let's look at what's for sale. Huh. A Mondelict derelict cruiser. Let's see here. Stabilizes weapons for increased length. Increases ballistic and energy damage by 25. Range of that. Projectile velocity and recoil compensation by 50. We also have one of these. Well, I love how this is more expensive. I mean, this is 22 deployment points. This is 25 deployment points. These are some of the shit that's really expensive to build. And we actually have some of these things down here too, as well as a dram. We actually don't have a black market to build off of those. So there's the Green Beamer. I'm gonna need to, I think, just build some shit back. Like, we've got some other stuff that we can take out to play. Like, we can, let's go ahead and bring this one out of the woodwork, because we do need some bigger ships for things to kind of fly around a little bit, to at least make ourselves feel a little bit better about ourselves. But while we're here, let's see. I guess one of the questions first off is, do I feel like buying anything on the open market? 151 and 200,000. Let's look at our custom production here for the Rosenritter stuff here. This costs 150. It may still have demods, but it might not roll with 50 billion demods. And yeah, this is about having to buy at cost plus tariffs. So if I'm gonna make those, I may as well make them myself. Although we definitely want to get another Halbmond in here before too long. So remember when I said we were fine economically? We're about to be a little less fine economically. So what are we gonna build back? We got to build another apogee. We got to build some glimmers. Look, it's already a little expensive. Low tech here. This should be where the it's not. Okay, let's look at cruisers then. It's where the Stalker is. It's a hack job. We do actually have one hack job available here. And then the Thunderbirds here, we just have more lampreys available, but I think some glimmers are fine. Let's hear anything else we want from Brighton that seems pretty good. I mean, that's a really expensive Fulgent. Wow. And then we have all these destroyers. The process scrap ship, I love it. Like I said, I've kind of been through some of these before. Do we get some more crab people? Did we like the crab ships? I feel like we did like the crab ships. So let's get a few more of these. We're kind of replacing what we have. Or do we want some lobster ships? Increased damage dealt by all energy weapons. It has 4 slots here. Same as this one. Let's get a lobster just for fun. If you get a lobster, you get a magnet, and somebody's going to get that reference and say, what in the world? Alright, so this is a civilian destroyer. Ludic Path with the ads. These are more destroyers. Those were doing pretty well for me. So we're pretty expensive towns so far. It's going to take a few months for this. We have the Elysium up here. I kind of like how that one's been doing. I almost want to build another one. We could build an Argos. Technically, it is a capital ship. I'm going to hold off. And then you know what? Let's since we could buy one anyway. Like we have this and we have this available. Kind of want to build 2 more of these. And we'll build one of this, and then we'll go to the Halbmond after this stuff is done. Sign engineering, like the Lamia was okay. There's some bigger ships that I like. Shadow Yards. I haven't done enough with these ships, to be honest. Once again, we have the regular Elysium instead of the Pirate Elysium. I think I'll hold off, and then Volkov again. We did say we wanted more phase frigates, so there we go. Nearly $1 million in purchase orders. Credits, not dollars. So we gotta rebuild, retool, re-up everything. We gotta do some crew management. Hey, what happened to all the crew? Well, I guess we need more volunteers. So unfortunately, once again, what's about to happen is that we're gonna dip into our resource stockpiles and we're gonna go into a mountain of debt again. So that's where I'm saying I'm probably going to sell the Talamon here because that is just a Rotor Union battleship. I can get that kind of other places. I don't feel too bad about that. So not stupidly good prices for this or this. Honestly, this will sell about as good here as it will anywhere, won't it? So let's just sell these now. And look, now we have excess heavy machinery. Thanks for manipulating the market. Alright. And they kind of need some of these, but let's see. One issue that we're going to have is that we're going to need to spend some more resources to actually repair ourselves. So let's go ahead and go back there. Repair your ships. So we should be fine on that now. We've got a lot here. We're still under crew strength. I also kind of want to know, why is our stability down? Freeport and -3 commerce. Well, that'll do it. And this is where assigning an AI core to things like population and infrastructure would actually do a great job at increasing stability, or actually making improvements here with story points. would increase stability. I don't want to use all my story points, though. But we do have a waypoint. We do have a variable assembler. We actually have the other variable assembler that has other things. So, yeah, let's just... We're not going to buy market crew, 42 or 50. This is fine. Okay, so we're going to need to pick up some more crew. We're going to need to pick up some more money as well. So I guess what that means is that first off, we actually do need to grab some of this out of storage. We need to put this in storage, you in storage, you in storage. Any good prisoners sitting in storage? Not really. Alright. And right now, our fleet's weird. The ISS Europa, which has a bunch of medium ballistics and large composite, small composite, and a bunch of stuff here. Let's just auto-fit and see what happens. I know technically I should really be working a lot harder to like make this stuff up and figure it out, but if we did a missile thing, that could be fun. Strike thing with a bunch of I don't know if I like broadswords. Let's try this. And what do we put on there? We actually put ditch interceptor drones. That's really funny. Then we have a devastator cannon. Okay, heavy autocannon, heavy autocannon. The AI's done okay with some of this shit before, so we're gonna... It's a kind of slow ship, and it has some fighters. We'll see what it does. It can't be a jack of all trades, but I do need to reassign some officers here. So this is one of our 14-point cruisers. Who's got some good ballistics here? Let's put yeah, we'll put, I don't know, we'll put Joe Steele on it. Guess one of the questions is, do we have a lot of missiles on this? Not really. Alright, well. We're going to have some temporary crew assignments then. How about that? So, let's put Tony over here. Makokolo over here. Yes, I'm very sorry that we had to get rid of the Plan B. We're going to rebuild it. I don't know if we name it the Plan B Part 2 or the Plan C. Or we just call it the Plan BB. B.B. I don't know. There's a lot of really good jokes there, and then some sadly very timey jokes. Wow, we actually don't have enough ships to have all of our officers in them right now. That's a little insane, but just goes to speak to how many officers we actually have flying around. But we should be able to get some more ships here pretty soon. Once again, I could technically buy this thing right now. I could actually buy this one right now. How did I get more money? I must have sold something. I did, by the way. I already forgot what it was. You know, I'm a little tempted here. We're going to lose all of our money next month anyway. So, this is 4 D-mods. Damaged flight deck, defective machinery, compromised hull. Screw it, let's buy it. Then that means custom production here. I'm going to cut that down. Alright, cool. So, I know this is a lot of ship management. It's fine. So this means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, okay. So we should still be okay on our fleet numbers. I'll have to deal with this later. Technically, this is an 18-point cruiser, so who knows what the hell that means. What's a cruiser anyway at this point? And Inuyasha, are you who we want on this, or do we want somebody that specializes in missiles a little bit more? I don't know. We don't have any built-in weapons here, which is interesting. Let's just auto-fit the standard here. Confirm. So, that's fun. We got like a bunch of weird shit. I love it. We do have some Rosenritter weapons, though. So, good luck, Godspeed, I guess. Let's see how this goes. We obviously need to pick a fight. We're going to be out of money here. How far is our fuel range now? Look at that. Just one little tanker making a world of difference. Bounties available. You guys are probably a bit much until we can build some things in. We do still want to find the Singularity Launcher. We actually didn't do this? Okay, well, we're gonna, I guess we'll go here. We got 39 days. My worry is that if we do this bounty, do we actually have to go back in and turn it in? I can't remember. But I think we're going to just try to see what we can get in the home system, go to Nyx, try to make some money, and then come back to get some more stuff. I think that is a good, solid plan. I have no idea if what we have is any good. That's part of the fun. I screw up, then I spend the first 25 minutes of an episode trying to unscrew up. So before we go, let's go over here to this station. Dockside bar. Okay, we don't want to do that. We want to look at our contacts. So arms dealer, do you have any work for me? Cloned organs procurement about the construction plus. Okay. Tell me about spy sats. This spy sat is going to be going in Mance? Yes, please. I think we can definitely actually do that. It might not though, because that is a military planet, so we're gonna skip that. I like those better when it's other stuff. So a new base in the star system. We need all these things, most of which we already have in storage. The materials need to come from the core worlds, but we don't have enough freight capacity to haul it all the way out there. May not like the idea, so be ready for a surprise or two. So I'm going to accept this. We need the money here. And cloned organs. I can't do that right now, but so let's here. Manage the colony. We got this shit here. We have Marines in storage. Look at all these Marines. We can't even fit all the Marines here. We can fit this many, though. I think I don't want all of those, if only because we actually need some room for crew. But yeah, let's head back here. That was a worth my time stop. We don't have anybody in here, do we? We have a freelance administrator. What can you do? You can do industrial planning. Ugh. This opens up the window for us to colonize another planet. So let's go ahead and do that. And manage this colony. We're gonna stay in charge here, but we'll put the other industrial planner in charge of another place, and then Hantu Raya we can officially colonize at some point. But let's see here. Out of storage, we need. Let's get 150. Let's say 1,000 or 2,000. Better be 1,000. And then we needed something else. 1,000 metals, 300 supplies, 200 transplantonics. And it's over here. And we have 31, we have about a year to do it. So we're going to go down here, we're going to visit the core worlds. And we're going to try to make that money because yeah. Me and the pirates our interests are a little more aligned than maybe they have been in other episodes, such as they write the checks, I build where they tell me. So transplutonics, you should have more than enough for that. So cool. Probably don't even need to bring that much. Okay, measure twice, check once. That's not exactly the word I'm looking for, but there we go. 200, 150, 300,000. Cool. Anyway, we're going up to Avarice first. And where's your patrol anyway? Near the orbit around Wand for Diable Avionics. So if we look over here real quick. Wand is kind of near here. There's Legio nearby. I can't remember if we're still who we're fighting here. So we have Legio who hates us. That's cool. And Diable who really hates us. So we're flying into hostile territory, which means no one should blink an eye were I to actually like fight people. That'll be fun. I actually did not assign my governor. Let's do this here. So see, now I have another colony that I can take on. It's fine. So we have goals. Those goals are going to be submarined by, once again, even more debt. But now we have a actual healthy fuel supply. Look at this mercantile convoy with a really sweet ship, too. You'd love to see it. Okay, so look at our money. Gone just in the nick of time. Ooh. Just in the nick of time. Anyway, we should have a production report somewhere. Production. No production was month due to lack of funds. Then why did you make a report? Well, there's always money in the Persian stand. We could totally take on this group, but honestly, I didn't want to waste my time. And now I'm not going to. Like, don't get me wrong, I do want to fight. But we've got other fish that we're frying today. So, oh my god. Nope, cannot keep that as the art of the deal. That's a terrible name. I am unabashed in my hatred for certain politicians. Feel free to ask me about it later, and we will just call this... we bought it new for now. If you have another name idea, that's fine. But yeah, it's little things like that between playing games and it's like blah blah blah, let's go Brandon, blah blah blah, whatever. Just really grinds my gears to be like, I just want to play a game. I get exhausted enough about all this shit. And it's not that I get exhausted enough about this shit because I don't want to talk about it. I went to the protest of the Supreme Court's rolling back a bunch of rights that were granted as part of a series of cases using substantive due process to say that not every single possible right is enumerated in the Constitution, but that things like protection for abortions, you know what, it is an invaluable part of the right to privacy that is guaranteed by the Constitution. And the Supreme Court rolling back on that to go on and say, and I quote one person in particular, we need to domesticize baby factories for forcing women to have birth here so we won't have so many foreign adoptions. As somebody that does a lot of, really, yeah, you should be running from me, especially while I'm monologuing. But as somebody who does a lot of DSS defense work, let's keep in mind here that the work that I do in my jobs, a lot of that does include actually trying to help people get their kids back who DSS has taken away. And I will tell you, the adoption regime in at least the state that I'm in, we don't need more babies. We don't need people pushing out babies. We need people to get funding for social services and help. But the Supreme Court don't want to do that. Of course, that's not the Supreme Court's job either. That's the legislature in the state, but we're going to keep the transponder off, jump in, and I'm probably going to the wrong place here. So try tech. That's fine. We're trying to look for wand. How many days do I have left? Yeah, so if you turned off the video while I was talking about that, let's just know that you won't be hearing me say this, but I can both respect your opinion and also hear you say your opinion and call you a piece of shit. Because that's what it boils down to. And going to said protest from this past weekend, it always makes me sad to see people who will shove their children out into protest as counter protesters and hold up signs that the kids don't always even know what it means. They're just doing what their parents tell them to. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find these people. Orbit around wand. But yeah, it makes me very frustrated, very sad. There was one person who spontaneously got up to a microphone and said, I used to be one of those people when I was a kid that would just hold up signs and be like, yeah, I am against all this stuff. But like a lot of kids didn't know what this meant. Didn't know what any of this shit means. And I think we're now hostile to Brighton again. That's exciting. Legio's now neutral to us, so Hey, we didn't have to work for being hostile to Brighton. 8 days to complete. We got 8 days. We're gonna go ping here. Okay, I just saw the quest marker. There we go. Give me that fleet. Hostile diable, patrolling. Okay, get over here. I will fight you in the sun's corona. That's fine. But yeah, it does, and I need to check my quest here. Move in to engage. But yeah, it does make me sad to see that it's always people that shove their children out in harm's way. And I'm not saying that the people who are organizing the protest, running the protest or anything like that, ooh, this is actually going to be a little more difficult fight here because my fleet's a little bit different. Let's see how this goes anyway. I'm not saying that anyone or hostile actors are my end, or in fact, even the counter-protesters, most of them were just fine because, well, let's be honest here. You have a few people that'll, like, say chicken shit from their car and drive off. And it's just like, yeah, you see how many people are out here in support of this? And that was one of the things that I told my kids as well. Is like, it's sad to see kids do like that or standing up for having their own rights taken away. Because, of course, it was little girls. But it's important for them to get outside of their bubble and go downtown and say, hey, wait a minute. Here's all of these people. Okay, let's not accidentally shoot my fleet here. But here's all these people that are actually in support of this. I'm only ever around, like, people that I know that all say this. Now, this one side of it is that you have a lot of... You'll hear the indoctrination. It's like, well, these are sinners. These are lost souls. These are people we need to save. Or at least that's what they used to say. Now it's just... Now there's no attempt at saving or salvation. It's just these are the heathens, etc. But still, there's got to be something in someone's mind, especially as young as those kids were, who are being shoved out there by their parents. And I saw their parents too. So I'm not just making shit up because they try to get in one of my friends' faces about stuff. It's just like it's just sad all around. I look at my kids and I'm like, I want a world that's better, and instead we're getting a total regression into, like, trying to take it back to what was not at all the good old days. In fact, it was the pretty shitty days. And I've got to be careful because Diable, as we know from our last save, actually has some amazing ships and amazing weapons, and I could get myself in a lot of trouble if I let myself get surrounded. So let's manual fire. There we go. Good. But yeah, that's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it. The same thing again, because I've heard people say this to me as well, is that aren't I doing the same thing by just bringing my children to a protest? And it's like, well, you know... Okay, first off, I'm getting my hull attacked here, so let's not 1v1 on a ship that has a lot more shit going on here. But no, you'd think logically that would be a fair question to say, oh, did I just seriously present my asshole to this space burrito? Let's not do that. But yeah, there is a devious logic there to where, okay, I took my kids to other protests when they were younger, a lot younger than this, because shit's been going bad for way too long. I can actually pull up pictures. My wife sent me some earlier that is just like, oh, this is us back when they were like tiny. But it's the same thing. We talked to our kids about it, and we obviously, I have my own slant. Everybody has their own slant, but I think it's pretty easy to tell a child, you want people to be safe. You want people to have access to healthcare, or protest earlier. The police shouldn't be attacking people because of the color of their skin. We should be giving everyone the same rights. We shouldn't be forcing people to have birth. Like, you could say that maybe by teaching values to my children to respect everybody, that I'm indoctrinating them. But to quote the Rick and Morty shit that they love to quote so much, I see what you all cheer, so y'all can go fuck yourselves. And that's my rant. Welcome to Starsector, where we started off with me doing whatever I do when I edit, because I recorded something for the opening here beforehand, and I have no idea how it's going to turn out. But my throat still hurts a little bit from it. And then we're here now chasing a Diable that I'm going to make a little bit faster because this is Wolfpack tactics, harassing the shit out of things. The Fimbulwinter is trying its best. Can we stop him before he can actually escape? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, well, they ran away. It's fine. So, question is, did we actually succeed? Or was that the one ship... Okay, we did lose Backstreet. I think that was actually the one person that we were supposed to kill. So let's pursue them. We're going to send our second in command in, and we're going to send our fast ships. We're going to send in these two. And we actually got them. All right, ship recovery. Nice. So Backstreet's back. All right. I do like the storms. Or the storms. I do like them. Do I take one just because as like a prize of war? I think we do. We're going to mothball it for now, but because we don't have a lot of crew. But pick through the wreckage. Take all. I just tried to press 6 like that's a hotkey for some other game. Alright, so did we get it? We got it. Good. Alright. Huh. Derelict ship. Back in this direction. That's nice, because that sends us back to pick up ships. That's way too far away. That's not in a bad place. Guess one of the things I have to be sensitive to is, let's see, we have this. That's not really a great place, because we know what that star has in it. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we can still deliver down here to Beta Grandusa, which I think is next door to where we were trying to do this before. So very conveniently, Legio is now friends with us, and we should be able to buy shit, except we're going to have our winnings wiped out at the end of the month here. Unless it's a leap year, it's not a leap year. So we're back down to 0. Just like that. We have a conquest mission. Ooh. Zabala in the Avistar system, currently held by Diable. 170 to complete. So that's Azea. Where's Avarice? Oh, we're here. Huh. I kind of want to accept this. Let's accept it. How many Marines do I have? Obviously we have some slight crew issues. No, we don't. Let's see here. So if there's Wand, there's Zabala with the space station. The Diable space station suck to try to crack open, and we'd have to do it. So let's go over here. These are pirates, they'll understand. Oh, actually Cabal engaged in battle. So that's exciting. We lost some crew, we lost some Marines, that's fine. We are going to sell the Telemon here. This is kind of like our cash chip. Like, rip a little bit for not having like things together enough, but we're just gonna make it work. Alright, so here's this and this. Let's buy some Marines. Those are actually really expensive Marines. That's fairly expensive crew, but we actually don't have a lot of places to seat our crew. That's interesting. Turns out that Gemini was doing a lot of work. Alright, well, here we are. See, now we're in a situation where it's like, okay, I don't have a lot of wiggle room. That Gemini had a lot of crew storage, apparently. And I don't know if we can get like another mud skipper or something here. Okay, we can. But it's a crappy mud skipper. We almost need like another Nebula, but that's expensive. That's way more expensive than I remember it. So we'll just have to try the old adage of don't suck at what you're doing. Alright, so we have Legio over here. We have Construction Station over here. We have Current Base Reward over here. for this stuff, to take it over for Tony Leapart, wherever you are, in the comments section for the glorious kingdom of Terra. I mean, we're already here. Com directory, by the way, nothing really exciting. Dockside bar, the scarred spacer. I guess this is where we learn about stuff. We learn about a terraforming rig for 20,000 credits that I didn't really have. We're over cargo capacity for some reason, so probably get rid of that. Alright, supplies used for repairs. I guess we had our beacon off, so we couldn't actually do the repairs there. So since Legio is inhospitable to us, let's turn on our beacon. And let's just launch some prisoners at them. Can we get neutral, please? Okay. Suspicious. There we go. Now we can repair. And now we gotta look and be careful, because we still got 1,000 some supplies, and we're gonna get some more after we fight this fight. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can earn some cash money, because once again, we're right here. And they hate us anyway. By the way, what's this? Is this another 90,000? Yes, it is. Okay, that's the same one. Is this another one? Yes, it is. This is why we have our little money farm to the bottom right. It's not cheating, it's just exciting use of game mechanics. So somebody's already doing my work for me. Also, that is a scary ass thing here. So diable, hostile, engaged in battle. Engaged in battle. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so let's look at our trade goods here. We don't have a ton. Those Marines are even more expensive. Can buy these. Alright. Not the button I wanted. Military options. We can't invade because there's a space station. We can't attempt to raid. The Ludic Church, who's also hostile with us, I think. Their defenses are actually really low. We can get an Alpha Core. We can get an Alpha Core. Yes, please. And they have a Vic Revitalization Center. Okay, here is a fun part here. Is that I know there is a rule that says Alpha Cores have 50% chance of fritzing and working, but I think it's fair to assume that if it's already installed in an orbital station, that it works. So we're just gonna work that assumption to the ground. All right. Okay. That's not bad. That's a little better. So, and let's launch a raid. That's an Alpha Core. Cool. Diable still hates us. We are going to take their other Alpha Core too while we're here, by the way. So, oh, the Ludic Church. Okay, wait a minute. If the Ludic Church is neutral with us, I'm doing like my stupid math here. Brighton hates us, but they're allied with the Ludic Church. I don't know how that works. I guess maybe I pissed off Brighton a little too much. Alright, well, we're going to wait a day. Because we just literally... Yeah, you can't say yeeted, because we didn't throw the Alpha Core away, but we just yanked the Alpha Core out from the station mid-fight. So let's... We have a personal bounty here as well, so I just... This is just kind of funny. Legio wants us to take on this group. That's going to be a no. Personal bounty, that's going to be a no. Invasion of... oh, wow. Is invading in the system. Wow, everybody's going for this. Diable, you're back to pissing people off, and I love to see it. Alright, so... Let's consider our military options again. We can launch another raid to acquire valuables. we're just going to yank another Alpha Core. And while we're here, we can't take fuel anymore. We could take recreational drugs, ship components. We'll just take supplies. This is why it's very important that we install that mod spec. Like, we're losing some Marine crew here. That's one of the reasons, I guess, that we are sitting on so much problems here. But we have salvage yards. Colony info. Stability 0. That's fun. So I guess one of my questions is, are you guys going to be able to figure this out? Because if I go in to help you guys, I guess we're going to go in to help. We're unable to join this battle. Are we unable to join this battle for any particular reason? Aid the attacking forces or launch a raid? We're going to aid the attacking forces. So it's an ongoing battle that I think we can win. Alright. And we're just going to drop everything at them because I take diable space stations very seriously. Even though this is not actually a diable station, so I guess I didn't need to take it as seriously. It's fine, we just burned some more supplies that we're going to get back later. Oh, the Rosenritter ships look so good, and here I am just flying a wingless pigeon. You see it's a wingless pigeon. Look at what it has. We have like little drumsticks sticking out the side. That's grim. Alright, so it's just a space station. The Ludic Church may get mad at us for friendly fire. I've seen that episode before. But yeah, hopefully their little ships can take the heat so my little ships can go and do the damage. Backstreet in a blaze of glory. Electronic Donic says, bracket and fire for effect. Thanks, Beta Core. But yeah, we have 2 Alpha Cores. That's, this is definitely one way to do it. So here I was thinking we had a diable space station. And now we have like a seriously 1-star garbage station. Alright, so I'm going to try to avoid friendly fire. See how that goes. Look! I burned through a lot of supplies. It's cool. Alright, so station's down, pick through the wreckage. And we get some of those supplies back. Gotta watch my cargo here, so I'm actually gonna... Ooh, that was really close. Alright, I think this is fine. So we get more commissions, which is exciting. And now we get to invade. So proceed with the invasion. We have no heavy, like, military stuff, but we just have a ton of Marines. So here's our invasion today. Where's our invasion? Battle against Diable. Surface battle. Huh, Kingdom of Terror is taking on Wand. Apparently. Well, we're fighting on Kingdom of Terror's behest. So I guess that's fun. Alright, how do we want to do this? We need to take out their defenses and their spaceport first. So let's go ahead and take them to, let's deploy to the ground defenses. Alright. Alright, we need to, okay. So, Bravo Company, here we go. I'm gonna get the hang of this. Okay, so 70 more supplies. We lost a little bit more morale. So see, they got a little more defenses here. But we have a lot more people. Charlie Company. So let's split them up like this. So we're gonna take the spaceport too. Alright. Then Delta deploy to spaceport. I guess technically what I should have done was bombard these first, but interesting that it's bombardment immune for the ground defenses. Okay, so we did Echo. Did we do Echo yet? Okay. Okay, we're out of movement points. Okay, so I guess we just drop them off and see what happens. Okay, so undergoing repairs. Okay, so we have some more movement points. That's a good start. Okay. Okay, now we're not getting shot at because we've taken this, so that's good. And to the Vic Revitalization Center. And I guess we're just gonna I guess we can't move you yet because we're out of movement points. Cool. See, I'm figuring this out ever so slowly, and maybe, let's see here. If we look at our accepted, because we didn't nuke the ground here, current base reward 26,975. Don't tell me all that value was from the alpha cores. Relief effort for Wand failed. Saturation bombardment of Wand. That's fine. So market captured. Okay, well, Kingdom of Terra. I guess do your thing. So let's see here. Ground conquest. That's fine. Where's my shit? See, we didn't have to do a saturation bombardment. We just have to move Bravo Company over to the place where we give people cat faces. And then move you all over. We need to move some guys to the salvage yard. And then spaceport seems fine. Alright, cool. And that should do it, I guess. Okay, did we just accidentally move everybody from the defenses? Because that would be irresponsible. Yeah, many months they won't like us. That's fine. And there we go. Market captured. Just like that. We got 57,000. So the more important part of that is that we got a little bit of money. We got 2 alpha cores. I was hoping for like big payment, but they didn't say in the contract that I couldn't actually do that. But I didn't actually like bomb them out. But suddenly the Kingdom of Terra has gone 2 for 1 here and has decided to like gloriously expand. But yeah, I think that's as good of a point as any to end here. So that is a oh no. The most important thing we can do now, other than the world needs love, sweet love, is to go back to the storage here and to pick up. Ooh, we got all the stuff. Drugs, metal. Okay. Definitely don't need all the organics. Definitely don't need some of these. So 2.9, yeah, that's fine. Cool, so once again, another Kingdom of Terra place. You know, if you all want this shit, like, take it. It's fine. You all are okay on my end, so we can buy all this dyeable shit if we want to. Not as much available on the black market, but yeah, repair. That worked out. That worked out really well, except for the fact that we are overstocked on fuel because here I was expecting to actually have to, like, saturation bombard shit, but we didn't have to. So, there we go. 2 markets for 1. Didn't get the payout in money, but got the payout in alpha cores. These are both functioning alpha cores, so I don't need to roll to see if they work or not. That's just for found alpha cores that are out in the wild, plucked from remnants bodies. So next time we need to go to beta, Grendusa. Pretty sure the last pirate base I was building was in one of these Grendusa systems as well, although it looks like maybe we weren't as successful. I don't know. Well, that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. This is Asher, and yeah, we've gone from being in a terrible spot to getting right back in the swing of things. We still got a lot of shit building, so we have some more debt that we need to work off. But it's fine. I'm just in a constant state of having to produce ships. It won't always be like this. It will always be like this. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you liked it. If you're still rage watching after what I said before, feel free to thumb down the video. And then please introduce yourself, because we all want to hear from you. So, you all take care. Have a good one. See you next time.